Welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. So excited to have you here with us today. I am Monique Derwin, and we are going to be doing a network and business Q&A today. So get your questions ready for Meg, get your pens and papers out. Um, I'm going to move you all over to join me on screen. So before we get going, let's see. Let me first make sure that you can all chat with each other. I know that that's something we always want to make sure that we can do. Open up so that everyone is on there. Perfect. So if you go to host and panelists in the chat, you should be able to change it to everyone at this point. And there you go. That's done. All right. Um, Give me just a minute as I promote you all over to panelist. You're going to want to be live here and talk to Meg. Okay. Am I speaking to Australia right now? It's 4 a.m. there. I have I'm not sure what that means. I have lots of clients in Australia. I'm not sure what time it is there. All right. So let's get going. If you did not get pulled up to panelists and you would like to be here, make sure you raise your hand and come on screen. Um, I am just going to take a moment and let you all know I'm so grateful that you're here. I know it's Sunday and everybody likes to have Sundays off or they're busy. So thank you for taking the time to come here because there's 1,000 things that could have gotten you in your way today. Our guest today is Meg Lamm. Meg Lamm is a massage therapist for 25 years. Meg did $170,000 last year as a solo massage therapist. She's a relationship and communication expert and someone who I absolutely adore and have found so much inspiration with. So, whether you are out there and you're a solopreneur, whether you are a 1099, whether you're a W-2 thinking about moving to a 1099, or you just want to know how she did it, stay tuned, ask your questions, jump in, and I will open up the floor and let Meg take over. And we're going to hear what she has to say.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to celebrate this new part of my life where I have a 1099. And um, it was like really exciting because I don't think I ever initially, when I started, I was just, going along, doing business and making money. And to finally bring someone on and cultivate like this team now, this team experience is very, very exciting for me. So when you and I first chatted, Monique, you were like, how'd you do it? How'd you get to 170? And even when I did that podcast last year, and I would say discipline, always discipline, and having a plan and a target. So as I just said, when I first went in, I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. But once I had a plan and I knew what I was going for, I knew the target, I knew the outcome, it became clear the steps that I had to take. And that was where the discipline and the consistency came in. And so it was, constantly asking people for referrals because all of you guys, I'm sure, have clients that are regulars, right? They love you. They think your work is fantastic. And I got all of my business initially 100% from referrals, 100% word of mouth. I didn't do any marketing at first. And that just created this whole culture, right? Where people would come in and they'd be like, I've heard so much about you. Oh, you're Meg. And people would talk about me in my community and say, Meg, you have to go see Meg, right? So you want to create that for yourself where you are the person that is best known for what you are doing. And so having that little community, having the constant referrals, and using that, asking them, do they know other people that need body work? If they mention someone like my mom, my neighbor, my whoever, always, always just send them in. I'd love to meet them. Do you want to? I would initiate in the treatment. Do you want to send a group text to both of us? Like that is very important to create that communication immediately in the moment. As soon as someone mentions something, just like taking advantage of the opportunity immediately. Don't wait. And I would say that that is a lesson overall. Don't wait. If you get an idea, if you have an inspiration, if you know that there's something that needs to get done, don't wait. Do it immediately. Take advantage of what's in front of you immediately. So, having a target, acting immediately, always taking action, looking at where I wasn't taking action and kind of like waiting till later. And that was always where things would get stuck. It would be like, oh, I see why things aren't moving forward. So, and then getting to this place where I could bring in communication and coaching. That was a very like another like a great segue right into people's lives, into expanding their wellness even more. So now it's not just a physical about the physical body, but now how else can I serve them? And so as I became available to do that and more people were interested in that, then I was like, I don't even have time to do all this body work anymore. I need to bring in someone else to help me. And I needed to find someone. I wanted it to be someone that was excellent at their craft, that was skilled, but that also was dedicated, disciplined, and willing. Like this was going to have to be someone that was going to be willing to learn something a little bit new because there's a specific type of body work that I do. It was someone that was going to have to be dedicated and someone that I could see had already like a following, like people that like her, people that enjoy her, people that trust her. Trust is a huge thing when it comes to body work. And she has a clientele that love her. They come back to her. So these are things that I was looking for, right? Like, hmm, who's someone that I can trust to hand over my people to? Because that's a big thing. My people weren't like, sure, yeah, I can't wait to see the new girl. They were like, I don't know. I've been seeing you for so long. So it was a very important aspect of it for me was to make that segue and to give them to someone, to hand them to someone that I could entrust not just the physical work with, but like their emotional well-being, and that she would be, does she show up on time? Yes. Is she respectful of people's privacy? Yes. Yes. Like I don't know what's happening in her clients' lives, and I see her all the time, but we don't talk about that kind of stuff. Is she driven? Is she motivated? Does she have priorities in life? Yes. These are all things that I could see in her behavior. So these are things that I'm evaluating without her even knowing. Like this isn't even an interview process yet. This is just me watching. So anyway, that's my kind of overall story about what I looked for when I was going to move into bringing someone on for me, and what it took for me, which was a goal, a constant commitment to the goal, always moving toward the goal, and always like knowing the goal is important because I can tell, am I moving toward it or am I moving away from it? Am I moving toward what I say I want? Am I being consistent? And if I'm not being consistent, there's a problem.
So good.
Monique, what questions do you have for me?
So
I feel
good.
like I could
Okay.
just talk forever.
I know we could talk about this forever, but I want to get some feedback from everyone in the audience because I want y'all to interact here. I want y'all to ask questions and I want to make sure that we're talking in the right topic. So give me a one
Right.
in the chat if you are trying to hit your first six figures or you are trying to get six figures consistently. Give me a two if you're looking to hire people and you're wanting staff, you're wanting to scale your business, you're wanting to bring in people. Just so we know how to gauge some of these questions. And make sure that we're talking to both of you if you're both here. Lots of ones, one to two, a couple twos. Okay, awesome. Kim, I see your hand raised. Do you have something you want to add or a question? One to
Yeah,
two.
I mean, I know Meg's story in this, but when she was talking about it, I was like, yeah, but what did it take to get to the 170? Like, I love that you got to 170 consistently, multiple six figures, like over time. You didn't just like hit 100K and then go do something else. And so what I'm hearing now is like, did everyone else hear that? That you got over six figures multiple times, and then you had a something else that you loved as much, and you were kind of forced into getting some help. Because I think that's a misunderstanding sometimes. Like when it feels like it's not working, like we want to like go sell something else or go do something else, or does that make sense? So I was
Oh,
like, wait a minute,
yes.
there's a
Yeah.
big section here that
Hmm.
I would love to hear you talk more on about what did it take to get to that? And for those who are like, this shit ain't working, I need to go jump to something else. Like, how did you, like, you didn't do that. So anyway,
No, that's
that's
such a
my,
good point. Because I do just kind of like, yeah, I just kept going. I just kept, but like it was something I did. So yes, agreed. So I, when I wanted to quit, this is a very important part. When I wanted to stop, whenever I felt like it wasn't working, I always got help. I always got mentorship because there was a part of me that could find a justification for stopping or leaving or going to try to do something else. And that was never actually the problem. The problem wasn't the service I was providing. The problem wasn't that I didn't have enough to offer. It was typically that, like, so I raised my prices, right, at one point in time, 30%. And that was like, what? And there was a huge part of me that didn't want to do it. I was so resistant to doing that. I was like, they're not going to come. People are going to have a fit. No one's going to show up for that. People are going to leave. I'm not going to have any more clients. Like, I'm thinking it's going to make my business go boop. But what happened was everyone was like, sure. Yeah. Okay. So it was overcoming that, but I didn't even know that that was a problem. So I had to get help. I had to always reach out for help. Mentorship was a huge part of how I grew to $170,000 in massage therapy. Huge. I was
Wow.
fighting things in my head that I didn't know were there.
How many of you here have thought about raising your prices but been afraid to do that? Like all of us, right?
that
It,
was my question, Monique. I was like, I'm trying to remember the income you were at before you raised the prices, because that would probably be beneficial for those here. Same with Monique. Like
yeah,
how
I
much
was
did that have to do
45.
with getting over six figures? Just the price. How much did that have to do with getting over six figures?
That absolutely added to, I mean, like $40,000 of additional
Mm.
revenue. That's a lot of revenue. That's a lot of money. 40 additional $1,000. It's a lot of money. I didn't realize how I was cheating myself.
Mhm.
Like I didn't see where I didn't see my value.
Was it fear or was it value, Meg?
Mine was more fear, but I think the fear was kind of like, well, am I good enough to charge that much? So maybe both.
Yeah.
And it was just like a shock. that everyone was like, oh, okay, thanks for letting me know.
Beth said, I
Yeah.
want to hire a person and get them to do what I really need them to do without stealing. Do you mean like Beth, can you elaborate on that? Do you want to come on and ask the question to Meg without
Mm.
them stealing
Without
clients?
stealing clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Legit fear. Meg, what did you do about that? How did you break through that? Because I think that's a
So
concern too.
it is a huge concern. And of course, we signed an agreement that I had someone draw up for me because I was I wanted it to be clear from the get-go. Like we needed agreements from the beginning, not like cross my fingers and hope
Mm.
that things are going to turn out a certain way with us. No, like and that's where the communication part of this comes in. I wanted to be very clear up front. This is what I can offer you. This is how we will interact. Like are you willing to make this agreement with me that I will give you these clients and you will not offer them something outside of what we agree upon? And yeah, it's very scary. It's absolutely scary. I get it. And it's worth it to me because I know that like the whole thing can grow. Now we can accommodate way more people. We can serve way more people, both of us together, than I could. I can't serve that many people. I'm turning people away. So it's worth it for me to take the risk, I guess, is the answer to the question. And having very clear agreements to begin with, very clear,
Yeah.
signed
Well,
in
you're a
writing.
relationship and communication expert, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
helps so much. Uh,
Helps me.
it's helped me just listening to you and working with you over the years. So, yeah, I think that's a huge thing, right? How to get that agreement drawn up in a way that benefits both parties. And there's no shortage of people, there's no shortage of money in the world. Like, I know that it feels like that sometimes, but we've found that not to be true. We've had great success in proving the opposite. Um,
Absolutely.
and so Lisa had a question. Lisa, do you want to unmute and ask it in your words so that Meg can respond to that for you?
Sure, I appreciate you all being here today. Hi, Kim. Hi, Monique. Hi, Meg. Good to see you again. Yeah, I'm at this point of being ready to hire, and I go back and forth between 1099 or employee. And really, what it comes down to for me is I think that I want people who have more of a 1099 mentality. They have their own goals, they have their own mission, um, they're independent. But how do you do that legally? Because that's the question for me, that I
How,
come
how,
back to.
how do you legally have a 1099?
Yeah, when I'm a massage therapist and
Mm-hmm.
supposedly I can't control when they work,
Correct.
how
Correct.
much they make,
Correct.
what they wear.
Correct.
How have you
Correct.
navigated that? And why did you choose 1099 instead of employees?
I chose 1099 for the same reason that you're saying. I actually don't want an employee. I don't want all of that responsibility that comes with actually having an employee. I do want someone that is motivated. I don't want someone that's just like coming and hoping I'm going to like fill up her books for her. I want someone that has the drive, that wants to be there. And that comes way more with someone that knows that she has to get that. Like she has to perform. She has to be and perform. I mean, her service has to be good. She has to be excellent. She has to show up in a certain way. She has to be responsive to people. She has to be approachable. She has to have great communication skills herself. And people have rebooked with her. So I'm
Mm.
like, okay, great. Like I know that we're onto something. But anyway, I didn't want to have an employee. I want someone that has that drive themselves. And I mean, if any of you are 1099s, that is how I am like looking for people. Are they determined? Are they driven? Are they disciplined?
Okay.
And so what's the question legally? I missed
I
that.
guess Yeah, the question legally is like, how, how do you navigate it? For example, I guess when I'm hearing you, it all comes down to the agreement,
Mhm.
right? Like you have an agreement that you're going to see people on these days of the week, generally at these times. We're going to have the consideration for our clients to, if we need to cancel on them, this is how we're going to do it.
You know what is a yes, and all that wording comes in the agreement and it's very specific. A great clause that I have in mine is you are because she does, I am giving her clients from the company. She
Hmm.
represents the brand. She still represents the company. And so in that, like I can't tell her what to wear, but in the agreement is we agree that we are representing the brand with or the company with, and then whatever the verbiage is that they used, but like,
Uh-huh.
integrity, a certain level of professionalism. So all, and you can agree in conversation, you can agree upon what that is. Not like so
Hmm.
you're not forcing it on her, but you're making agreements ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like, and so I went over the contract with her before she signed it. And so
Yeah.
she had questions and I could not like, I'm not lecturing her. I'm just saying, and in this part, like, this is what I mean, since you're, you're coming into this ecosystem that I have created. And this is what I've created. Do you want to be part of that? It's essentially an invitation. Like, do you want to be part of this brand that I've created? Because I have a lot of pride in it.
Hmm. I
Does
love
that
that.
make sense?
It does make sense.
Okay.
And I appreciate the Q&A. I would say whatever you all are offering to support people with this, go ahead and reach out to me. I have to go at 10:30 in like 8 minutes here, but I really appreciate it. That helps a lot, Meg. Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Lisa.
Kim, that's what I was about to say. I think
Yeah.
it's core values, right? Mission, vision, purpose, core values. Meg's business represents something. She's here to make an impact, right? And so she wants people that are aligned with that. So she's going to talk about what that is. She's going to tell them, what her mission is, her values. And if it's aligned, it's a good fit. If it's not, meh, you know?
And
Exactly.
and maybe it's like Meg, what did you think it was going to look like? And then you said you got mentorship on it. What did that open your eyes to? I think that's an important message here. That's the importance of coaching and mentorship is having someone else look at the big picture and say, have you considered? Have you considered? Have you considered? Did you do your due diligence? Are you aligned in your core values? Did you take them through? Like Lisa, that's our role as the business owner to do those things. But it's like we're not in this whole self-employment world, we're not taught these things, and that's the problem. That's the difference between a company and self-employment is we just kind of do whatever feels right, whereas the company has policies and procedures. The first, what, Monique, 4 years, everything that went wrong, every person who didn't show up, everything was okay, let's write a policy. Okay, let's write a policy. How many years did we do that with your like
Uh,
institute? Like how,
yeah.
and so it's the same thing. Meg hit a new point. That's I really believe, guys. I'm just going to tell you, coaching and mentorship is the answer to everything, in my opinion. Maybe not everyone agrees with that, but if I went and just did things the way that I was doing it without someone else telling me what could go wrong, like they saved me so much trouble from doing it a different way. They actually, the money saved not going into the danger zone, like what you're saying with the 1099 and what's allowed and what's not allowed. Like have someone who's done it who can help. The due diligence, number one. Like, what are you attracting? What are you thinking? What are your considerations about 1099s? Like, that's the
Mm.
first thing I would look at, and then if the core values aren't aligned, don't even consider it.
Don't
If
even consider it.
if they don't
Don't.
know your brand, what are you even talking to them about? Like
Mhm.
Meg has a brand. Like she has people who are coming into her company, have been coming for years, and it's that person's responsibility. And the last one is, do they have an integrity? Are they willing to represent? If they don't want to represent someone else's, then they need to stay self-employed. Some of that stuff is not easy for people to hear, but it saves you so much trouble by being clean yourself.
Yeah. And if anybody needs help with this or wants help with this, just send me a text real quick because Kim and I just made a CEL about this. And we're going to be doing it next week. So you can text me. I'll throw my number in the chats. just if you're interested in learning about that, you know?
I think one of the biggest mistakes is we think that they are us.
Exactly.
Yep.
You want to talk on that, Meg?
Well,
We
it
think
was a real eye-opening experience. Like how exactly what you're saying. I had been doing things a certain way. I had my system, I had my rhythm, I knew what I was doing. When it came time to, for lack of a better word, like transfer that to someone else,
Mm.
it was like, oh, all of this needs to be documented in a very specific way. This is how I do this. This is how we approach this, so that everything is clear up front. There should be, like, yes, of course, there'll be, hiccups along the way, but everything up front should be, this is how much you are getting. This is when you are working. This is how I approach this. This is a cancellation policy. If you cancel, this is what happens. But they, yeah, the values is very, very important. Like, I am extremely determined. I am extremely perseverant. I'm extremely tenacious. I'm extremely persistent. I can't have someone working with me representing my brand that's like, well, if I don't know, if I'm not feeling like coming in on Sunday, like that's not gonna jive with me. We're gonna have that's gonna be off right away. So knowing those things up front, and like I said, being able to observe that, because actions absolutely tell the truth. People can speak all they want, but their actions will tell you what's. So yeah, I agree. Having policies, having procedures, needing, and the way that stretched me was, it was unexpected for me. I was like, wow. What it also gave me was insight into where I was not being in integrity with myself sometimes, right? Like, oh, I wouldn't let someone that wanted to work for me do this. Like, why would I accept that from myself? It was very interesting. But yeah, growing from the business owner, or from the practitioner to the business owner, to the company, to the brand, was a leap. Did I answer that question?
Yeah, that's multiple levels, right? It's not like you just woke up and you were like, I'm going to do this thing and you had this idea, right? There was a process to it. And I think that was one of the biggest things for me to understand as I transitioned and grew, is that there were break points and that there were steps to the success ladder, right? And I thought, I'm just going to show up and I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to make all this money. And then when I didn't, like, I sulked and I went down and I stayed stagnant and I got all in my, drama and nonsense. And so yes, mentorship for me was huge to be able to say, this is normal. This is where you're at. This is how we change that. These are the steps that we take in order to shift to that next staircase, whatever it was each time, level up.
It's been essential for me in this whole journey, mentorship,
Huge.
because
I'm curious for you,
I'm,
Meg, how is it different at 60, 80,000, then 100,000, then 170,000? Did the mentorship change? Did what you did change? Like what it took to get to
yeah,
the first 60,000 is completely different than getting over 100, right? Like getting.
yeah. Yeah. And that was just like, that was a lot of grind. That was a lot of probably doing things that I was like, I don't know, if I want to, I don't know, this isn't working, like a lot of doubt. Um, but stepping out of that through from the 60 to the 100, the mentorship was extremely important. And they are two very different things though, because then from the 100 to the 170, I was a completely different person. And I felt like the risk is always bigger. Like the risk is bigger going from, the investment is more. Like I invest more in myself making $170,000 than I do making $100,000.
Right.
Yeah, we get it, Erica.
Yeah.
We get it. So
It,
that's a great thing to know, Erica, that you don't know that. That's a great awareness, but don't let that be the reason that you don't do it. That's my, like, don't let that doubt be the reason that you stop. Let that doubt be the reason that you're like, okay, here we go. Like, I'm not behind. I know now that I don't know. I know that I don't know. That means I can figure it out.
Yeah.
That
Be willing to know that you don't know what you think you know. That was probably one of the biggest and the hardest lessons for me through mentoring. Is I was like, yeah, I know. Like I get it. I've heard this. I understand. And as soon as I said that, everything that I could know was immediately blocked. Immediately. And I couldn't even see it, even though people were telling me that. So be honest and say, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do this. Man, so much opportunity comes from that. Great point, Meg.
admitting you don't know admitting that I didn't know, that was my biggest problem also. I know everything. I knew everything about everything. I knew everything about everything and how everything should be done. And I was just an expert in everything. But I still didn't have what I wanted. So I was like, well, I must not know something.
Oh, I still don't have what I wanted. That's great. Oh, I know everything and I still don't have what I want. Guys, you should write that one down. Oh, I know everything and I still don't have what I want because it's like you don't want to throw everything over and think someone knows better than you because you truly do know. You just don't know how to get it from inside yourself when your head is in the game. But Monique, can I ask one more question? I don't want to steal your interview. Of course, I
No.
want to interview both of you because I think this one is something that I hear about, and I'm wondering for anyone here, Meg, and maybe you even experience this, and Monique, you might have even experienced this when you're so busy and then you hand over clients or grow or scale and then suddenly you have space where you could just do it and grab like anyone else here you work for someone else they gave you client then they're mad and then they want the clients back and then because man this is big in the hair industry in the nail in like the salons where it's starting to expand and so they're like oh I need help and then you get there and suddenly they want to take it all back and they have resentment and anybody else here come on I know I'm not the only I've been in this industry for 30 years but I know I'm not the only one.
I was freaking out at
100%.
the beginning. I was absolutely like, oh my God, wait, people actually like her. What? I really like my mind was really effing with me, you guys. It was like, okay, well, you know what we should do? We should go get more massage clients. I'm like, no, that is not, no, the object of the game now is not that. The object of the game is like we are giving massage clients to that person so that I am more available to do all the business mentorship and all the coaching and all like the relationship and communication stuff. But because it was what I knew before, it was like there was clinging. My whole body was like, you guys understand this because you're all body workers. My body was like, I had digestive issues for like a week. I was like,
You want the money. It's like 100% money. So you're like, let me just grab the money. I wish everybody would come on camera and share this vulnerable moment because
Yeah.
it's,
Kim called
it
it
is,
grabbing ass. She
yeah.
said, stop grabbing ass.
But
Stop grabbing
how,
ass.
I was scolding myself the other day. I'm like, stop grabbing ass, Meg. Stop grabbing ass. Do not text that person just because you want, like, you're freaking out about April having full books. I'm like, that was the point. You got what you wanted. Like, hello.
what do you think it is? Is it a district? Is it like, oh, they're gonna like her better? Is it that I'm giving her everything and I'm gonna lose everything? Is it what if I change my mind? Like I know a lot of that, but what is it? Because I mean, I experienced it here. Like, so it's like everyone kind of understanding and Monique being, Meg being the communication girl, like guys, if you're experiencing that, let her like tell you how she would handle it through proper communication, opening lines
Yeah.
of vulnerability and being able to
Yes.
relate.
Yes. I, when I looked inside myself, I was like, oh my gosh. It was just like a core fear that I had, like an old belief about like wanting to be the one that was chosen.
Oh my God. Yes.
I'm like, I
Yes.
want them to choose me. No. But until I realized that, I would have like if I didn't know that, I would have kept trying. Like I would have let that be the thing that drove me.
And
And
what's wild is that they did choose you, and then you chose to level up and to hire someone that could take them. So it's like it's all a lie in your brain.
exactly, it's all a lie in my brain. And then do you know what happened though after that? Like after I got through that part, I was like, oh, but now I'm the premium product. And
Mm.
so I increased my price even more. April's price, and so like April's price is increased because she works as a 1099 for me, guys. Like what she was charging for an hour was 105. What I charge for an hour is 135. And now what I charge for an hour is 150. So like that whole scaling thing, I can't scale my $135 massage business. I can't make anymore if I'm tapped out of hours, right? So that was also part of the benefit for me too, was being able to make more money by not being the person giving the service.
That's good. That's good.
Got to multiply yourself, man. You got to multiply. Trying to get, see, I figured is mostly the crowd under 100, Monique? Is that, because Meg, I mean, she did it. She got herself there. She can for sure answer these questions on how to help them get to the six figures. This is what we do in the blueprint, guys. Like, anyway,
And
I'm not
see,
going to go on about the mentorship because I'm telling you, I'd still be sitting in Louisiana charging 65, 45, 55, $65, negotiating, offering packages at a deal, a closer rate. Monique would be doing the same thing because we would have continued to pass it on. I know it's hard to hear. It's hard to understand how you're actually going to get from there to there. We all live in the same economy, guys. We all live in the same economy. We think, oh, that's because they're coaching, or oh, that's because no, we did not coach on this until we achieve the success. I want to be very clear about that. You can look at our income taxes, you can look at our numbers, you can look at our books. We got it to a point and then we were like, damn it, how do we help the entire industry? Because it makes it easier on us. Charging $350 an hour. We want more people charging over 200 and 300. It normalizes it. We have to get on the same team. We got to quit looking at people as if they're unicorns. They're different than us and they're better than us. It is about your confidence and your skill set and having a strategy. I know plenty of massage therapists doing 250 to 350 hour. Plenty. This is a belief problem.
Yes, 100% belief problem.
yeah, I agree. And I mean, I went from $35 an hour to 350. Like I'm in Colorado, right north of Aspen, where there's tons of money. And I came in charging $35 an hour, and I could not get people on my table to save my life. So discounting is not the answer. What
Awesome.
was the answer? Working with a mentor to clean up my marketing, my messaging, all the things that we did. Again, we created a CE around this exact process. And if you follow it and get support, you can succeed too. Val, I see you saying six figures is a dream at this point. I'm with you. I was right there. I mean, the most I had ever made, I have it written right here. I have every year written down so that I remember where I came from. The most I'd ever made was 45,000 ever, working for somebody else, working multiple jobs in a spa, in a salon, in my own business. I failed miserably over and over and over, and I couldn't figure it out. And then
What
I
got you to
finally
keep
had someone,
taking
but I couldn't see. That's all.
what got you to keep taking action? Because we say, oh, mentorship, oh, coaching, and then they put themselves in these groups and then they don't do it. What got you guys to keep taking the action? Is it you didn't want to show up and not have done what you committed to? Is it you were just so sick and tired of being stuck? Is it because like what did you put yourself in a position where you had to? Like, would everybody want to know that? Like, why them? Why did they choose it? Everybody else can get this mentorship. It's like you can go to Chat GPT. Chat's gonna tell you the same thing. Why are some people doing it and some people are not? Does anybody want to know that? Like, I'm always curious about that. Like, why them? Why did they have that yacht? Why did they have the wait? Why them? Why not me? What is the difference? Oh, Jackie, that's good. I was burnt out and bored.
Mhm. And she went to 175 an hour after doing the blueprint. What were you charging before, Jackie? Because you hit your first $10,000 month and you did it consistently from following.
Well, I was charging 165 on a 90-minute.
Oh,
So most of the clients that I was doing at the time were 90-minute deep tissue type work. So so I was, we raised my prices for traveling to 200, and then in office it's 175, but now I charge 175 for just the hour.
okay.
Nice.
And
So it was gradient.
My people adapted.
That's gradient.
Yeah. How many did you lose when you changed your prices?
I didn't lose anybody.
That's the best. That's the best.
They
Zero.
love me.
Thanks.
I got so many more. I had to hire someone else to help me. That's hilarious.
But that's what I mean. Like that was in me. That had nothing to do with them. The fact that I wouldn't raise the price. I was telling myself that that's what it was, but it wasn't. That was in me. That was a me problem that I wouldn't raise the price. Like, yeah, I could make up all kinds of stuff in my head. Oh, they're going to be mad. Oh, they're going to think it's too much. Okay. Do I agree with that? No.
Maybe.
Look, we think everything's too much. Everything's too much. The shipping for the stupid thing I sent back the other day was too much, but I sent it back.
Right.
The shipping thing that I bought was too much, but I bought it.
Interesting comments. Curious what specialty y'all are doing to charge over 200. That is a great question, Michelle. And then Beth is talking kind of what you guys are talking about right now, where she freaked herself out, like her own. She hears their voices, which is just her voice. Both of these are great questions, Beth and Michelle.
Michelle, I'm doing somatic body work. We created a CE based off of our client results and brought it to the market, and that's what I'm doing. That's what a lot of the practitioners here are doing as well, or some of the ones that have worked with us. But honestly, I think I could do the same thing with the traditional Swedish massage at this point. Swedish massage, blah, 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 at this point, because it's not about the specialty or the niche. It's exactly what Erica was saying. It's finding the target market, learning to speak to them in a way that they can hear and know that you can help them.
I'm wondering, Jackie, like saying that, because Jackie's doing somatics, but is it not necessarily the somatic certification, but it's what they're learning in the somatic class about doing massage and money that's in the class? Jackie, what would you say? Because I agree with you, Monique. It could be any kind of massage. Like when we do signature massage, that one's 175.
Yep.
Somatic is just it's hot. It's catchy. We're dealing with post-COVID. We're dealing with a lot of dysregulated nervous system, POTS diagnosis and stuff like that. So somatic is definitely going to be a hotter demand in the market for as far as getting new people to your table who are interested in something different. But Jackie's doing, she just told you how she went from deep tissue freaking how many years ago, 20, 30 years ago, and is now doing.
Yeah. I think it's, well, in learning the somatic work, because in doing the deep tissue, right, for 32 years, clients would get that initial, feel good, but then they'd come back week after week with the same thing. So with the somatic work, it shifts that. It creates more of a long-term transformation where my clients each week when they come back are changing and feeling better and holding it. Because now, we've regulated, calmed the nervous system. I'm not forcing my way into their body. I am listening to their body and what it's telling me. So people's bodies react better and they can hold the change. And they feel seen,
the therapist,
not just dug into. I'm not forcing the change. I'm allowing their body. I'm just listening to the body and letting their body tell me what it needs. Then their body starts to trust. Then their body starts to do its own healing. That's the difference. It's long-term change. It's not just for that session and maybe a few days after.
Thank you.
So I feel like I'm offering more value.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I watched Monique become a different person after somatics. When we were in massage school together, she was like digging into everything. She had every tool you can imagine. I mean, she was just like a go-getter. And her demeanor, her calmness, her like everything about her shifted as the practitioner as she started bringing that to her clients.
Mhm. Yeah, I had severe chronic pain for 20 years and nothing stopped it until I learned this. Coaching and somatic body work, mentoring and somatic body work changed my entire life, changed my relationship, changed my health, changed my finances. And yeah, I was scared. I was scared to invest and I was scared to trust and I was scared to do things different because I was in survival and hustle my entire life. I didn't know anything different. So to come into calm and do things differently and trust and change everything, I mean, that was a big deal. Yeah. Um, Marcelina asked, how long did it take you to get your policies and processes structured and documented from the time you knew you wanted to hire a 1099? What revenue were you at when you took the leap? What level of coaching in your career were you at? So Marcelina is in our group. She's going
Yeah.
to coach training right now. She did the blueprint with us. She did the somatic. So she's following a lot of the processes that we've taught her. And
Hmm.
she is looking into to scaling very soon. So I think that's a great question.
How long did it take you to get your policies and processes structured and documented? 5 days. Like once I knew I was going to, it was about the deciding to do it. That was the biggest thing, Marcelina. It wasn't like that part wasn't challenging. It was I had to decide that that's what I was going to do. Once I decided, then I was just like, oh, okay, this is what I do. This like I becoming like deciding that this was the next step made me look at it then, and then that part doesn't take long, but it was actually committing to that's what I was going to do instead of being, oh, maybe I'm not going to do it. Well, maybe if I look at these numbers and then I'll decide that this is what, no, no, no. It was committing to being that, knowing that it was time for me to do it, knowing that that was what I wanted. Then like the documenting of the processes was really nothing. I just had to look at what I was doing that I needed to communicate to someone else that they wouldn't know just from watching.
Meg, wouldn't it make sense that the decision was forced because of the like they have to get they need the clients, like they need the problem. You had to get, like, if you wouldn't have had the wait list, you wouldn't have had the additional clients, you wouldn't, the business wouldn't have been growing, but without you, like I'm wondering about that. I don't know like what the situation is, the one answering the question, but when you try to scale something that there's not a demand for, you can't scale it. Like you had a demand which forced you to make a decision to
Mm-hmm.
either let clients go or do this. I think Monique, we probably need to talk more about that. You know,
Okay.
then um, like she solved a problem. She had to
Yeah.
solve a problem, which
Mm-hmm.
she could have chosen not to solve because of her mindset of not like thinking she's going to make less money or it's not going to work or she can't get good people. But I think the first thing is,
Mm.
do you have a problem that you have more clients than you can tend to? Have you filled up all of your hours and consistently week after week, month after month not been able to handle? Because if it's a wait list one time, I don't know if it creates that problem.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I agree. That's a good point. Yes, it was months and months and months of like, ooh, okay, like I need some help. I need there's not enough of me. There's not enough of me. Yes, and that is part of the process. Like that is the first I have to create the demand.
Mm-hmm.
Then I create the solution like for the demand, right? Like then I solve that problem. Like, oh, it's me. And then it's like, oh, now there's more demand than there is supply.
New problem.
Right. Now, okay, how am I going to solve that problem? Oh,
Yeah.
We need to make a wheel on this, Kim.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
I put it in our Slack.
this is just like the 12 step in the business, right?
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
right now Erica is in a different. Erica's like, oh, I haven't been doing it long enough. My confidence is not high enough. But that's the first problem. But we don't want you stuck at that problem for too long, because we have massage therapists that once you get the confidence, you have the skill set, you have the confidence, you have the people. You don't have to wait 20 years. Jackie like waited 20 years. She didn't know anything else was available. Monique and I didn't wait that long. And we have clients who didn't wait as long as us. We have clients who went to school and their first year did it because they already had an ability to reach people. You guys have to have the audience. You have to have the audience. So either you have to be really good at what you do and you've created a demand, or maybe you've been doing something else. You already know a bunch of people and you decide to become a massage therapist. You can hit it your first year. Like seriously, it's about the audience. It's about that's why the attention is the very first thing that we target after the who, what, how, and your clarity and confidence in yourself. Monique, I did start writing it up. So it's inside.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're on the
Yeah,
same.
we're going to, every time we hear these questions, we're just going to go create some
something.
visuals on it, because we're not going anywhere, which you guys are going to see us creating. Like, just good on you for getting in early, because we're about to blow this up in the massage industry. We've been talking about it for years, and we finally are in the position to where, it's like people want to do this. It's an incredible industry. So there's incredible opportunity, and you can make really good money doing something that you love. But there's some things that you need to know, and they're not taught in school. And you're going to have to fight through the weeds, man, of the people who have shit about coaches and mentors and programs. You're going to make that decision. Either you're going to believe that, or you're going to find someone who can help you do it. Because that is in every industry. It's in direct sales. It's in every business, all business coaches, all of it. I'm just saying.
It's like, really, what's the problem with having a mentor? Like, why does anyone even when you are at a W-2 job, you have a manager, you have a boss, you have someone
I want to do it myself. I want to figure it out. Like that's what I mean. That needed to figure it out myself and knew I could do it myself. And to be fair, I might have figured some of it out over a really long period of time that cost me a lot more money than investing in mentorship.
That is what, when we were going with Kim's question a little while back, when she was like, okay, what was the difference between the 60 to 100 and then the 100 to 170? And that was that at one point, like in the lower income end, I wasn't willing to invest. Because I was like, oh, I can figure this out. And I mean, $70,000 that's a pretty good living, but I knew I wanted more, and I knew I wanted to provide more for my family. I knew I wanted to move out of this house. Like, again, like there was a demand. There was something more that I wanted in my life that was alive in me. That was like, okay, let's go. What's next?
Yeah. I always bet on me. I always bet on me because I'll win. Because nobody else is going to take care of me. Nobody else is going to figure it out for me. But if I can make that route easier, simpler, faster, less painful, why not?
Exactly.
That's where I was whenever I came into all of this, the mind body work, the mentorship for business. And so yeah, I know it's scary to invest. I was at $45,000 a year. I didn't have a pot to piss in.
Totally.
Like, I took out a loan. And it was okay for me to get a college loan, but it wasn't okay for me to invest in a mentor with a loan.
Right.
But
I think it's good debt.
Yeah.
I think it's good debt to get what you need and want. I mean, wouldn't you want someone to specialize in something that you want?
And somebody that's already done it and can prove it. Not somebody blowing smoke or talking smack or using ChatGTP to post everything. Like someone that actually has a proven track record. I'm fortunate. I'm so fortunate. Every mentor that I've ever worked with has given me everything that they promised. They have delivered on everything. I have not had a bad situation with a mentor. I know that that's not everybody's story.
Agreed.
And I hate that some of you went through that.
Well, it's what it is, right? Yeah. What it is, and it's the world we live in today. But this was great, Meg.
Thank you.
And Jackie. I think we just need to have more rooms where we're talking about what is possible. and ask the questions and see it, and then go back to work tomorrow and just take one tidbit, try one thing that feels right to you, not because someone else said to do it. That's where people get into trouble with mentorship. They lose their autonomy, they lose themselves, and they give that beingness over to someone else. That's not what mentorship is. Mentor is someone who's done it, who can help you find the best in yourself to do it too.
We're about to wrap up because I got a client right on the hour. But my question for all of you right now is, what do you want to know more about in your businesses? Who can I bring to the stage to help you? Right? Because I'm just here and I want to do this every single month. I want to bring a different guest speaker up, someone who specializes in what we need. So I want to know what y'all need so that I can go find these people to come here and represent the success and share things with you. Um,
Erica says, did any of either of you transition from full-time massage into entrepreneurship? That's a great question. We actually have something called eSchool, which is all about everything you need to know as a massage therapist or any other industry, what to do to get started. Yeah, into full-time entrepreneurship. Like, look what Monique is doing now.
I did that, Erica. I worked for someone for $40 an hour. And then I was like, oh, this isn't like 37 hours a week. And I was like, it's all about that.
Self-recording.
yeah. I did that too. I worked at a spa for 12 years. I also had my own place at the same time, multi-million-dollar spa, was a W-2 full time. Had some great perks to being there, but was just miserable as a human. And yeah, started over, moved to Colorado, didn't know anybody, built a business, hit multiple six figures, multiple years in a row. And then I was asked, Monique, how are you doing this? Tell me about the body work. Tell me about the business you're building. So we started mentoring other massage therapists to do this. So yeah, absolutely.
I
You
didn't.
can make that transition.
My answer is those two have. I have not. I was
But we
the
worked with you through the
no, but
transition.
I'm saying I never had the job. Like, I can't, like, Monique hasn't had the bad mentor experience. I haven't had the job. So I think
Always
it's
worked for
kind of,
herself.
yeah, but it's a I mean, it's a most people are switching from a W-2, like the majority, so that's like, I would just say, like, that's a liability for me because I know how to solve that problem, but I can't speak to them the way that someone else could speak to them. And so it's like collaborating with other people who have that experience just makes the company stronger. Monique is saying, let's bring other specialists on. We need to bring people in finances. We need to bring people in taxes. We can bring Seth on because they're like, how do I pay myself? What do I do? That it's a discipline, man. It's hard. You would never go to work for someone else if they weren't paying you. And here you are.
Yeah. Yeah, Michelle, we can definitely talk about marketing and advertising too. I did some ads this year that just blew up. I sent Kim, I was celebrating this week. I mean, I'm shocked in what advertising did this week. I mean, this month, whatever.
Whatever. Is it a day?
Yeah, whatever.
Is
The
it
past
morning
it
or
was
afternoon?
actually 4 months. I ran ads for 4 months and the return was outrageous. So learning how to run ads as a massage therapist, because the first ones I ran, I got creepers, right?
Let's ask this too. Out of everyone who's here, like, what's your thought about getting some training on, like, whether you're working for someone else or for yourself, like in development, like mindset, mentality, showing up, discipline, like how to strengthen yourself? Because Monique and I are creating a program that we're going to take to the franchises that all of their massage therapists will come through when they hire them. Like, would you go and work at a franchise or a chiropractor office that was willing to pay for your development? These are questions that we're asking the market.
Like as a W-2. If you were a W-2 employee and they were to train you and develop you and teach you how to make more money, would you want to work there?
And would you stay there? Like, if they would put that investment in you, not a franchise.
Okay.
So, see, I would be looking for the franchise that does invest in their people.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what I did at the multi-million-dollar spa. They developed us, and it was worth every second for the education. They paid for my massage school, y'all. They paid for my entire massage school. That's how much
I
they
would
did.
say, sorry, Monique, that's an important quality that I would look for in someone that I was going to be a 1099 for. So like, I know that that's why this girl said yes to me, because she knows that I am constantly working on my business, developing myself, like I'm always, always, always going more, like for me, right? For my business, for my clients. And is she that kind of person also? Is she interested in becoming more? So I'm looking for that in someone that I'm going to ask to come on with me. The same.
Right.
Awesome.
Mhm.
All
Is it-
right. Well, I'm taking all your notes. I'm taking all your questions. We're going to do more of this. I'm saving all of this that we talked about today, and we're gonna do more. So you will get a text message from me. I'll tell you when we're doing more. I'll send you reminders. Those of you that are interested in mentorship and the CEs, just send me a text. We'll talk about it. We have some great stuff we can offer you. So
Meg, Monique, you're
thank
amazing.
you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank
Super
y'all for
fun.
coming.
Mhm. Bye, everyone.
Everybody have a great Sunday.
See ya.
Bye.